Okay. Oh, 17. I'll take the play. Land, Noble Hierarch, Dryad Arbor, Green Sun. Not incredible, but we'll see what happens. Fetch a forest. Need to find an infector. Run out my Noble Hierarch and pass the turn. Just plays an island and says go. Attempt a Green Sun Zenith for 1 and try to find a Glistener Elf. Plays a Spell Pierce. That's fine. Go ahead and pass the turn. Possibly some kind of Delver or Tempo deck. Not a ton of decks play the Spell Pierce. Cast the Brainstorm. Plays a Gitaxian Probe, which is fine. We will show him our 3 Vines of the Vastwood and Mutagenic Growth. The 3rd fetch land. So will we see the infamous True Name Nemesis? Finds a mountain and an island. There it is, True Name Nemesis. Still no infector. We drew a Bounty of the Hunt. So we'll go ahead and pass the turn. There's a Ponder. Well, if we can draw a Inkmoth Nexus or a Crop Rotation, we can certainly kill him in 1 turn. Unless he has an absurd amount of counterspells in his hand. There is a Runechanter's Pike. That's quite exciting. Haven't seen that card in Legacy before. Played that card quite a few times in Standard. Still haven't drawn an Infector. Currently has 1, 2, 3, 4 instants and sorceries in his graveyard and a Brainstorm that's on its way there now, so that's 5. Okay, there's a Glistener Elf. Try to resolve that. Okay, Glistener Elf resolves. Go ahead and pass the turn. I believe he's up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Second copy of Runechanter's Pike. Okay, so let's see if we can get the job done here. The true name can block, but it can only absorb one of the trample damage that this Berserk is about to give the Glistener Elf. Flashes a Snapcaster Mage for Brainstorm. Casts the Brainstorm. Okay, he's blocking with the Snapcaster Mage. I am going to pay 2 for a mutagenic growth. Make him into a 3/3. I am going to... We have to get him up to 11 power, so I'm going to cast a Bounty of the Hunt for exile a green card, which will make him into a 6/6. He Force of Wills my Bounty of the Hunt, which is fine. I'm going to play and kick a Vines of the Vastwood. See how many spells he's got here. It's going to make him into a 7/7. And can't be the target of spells or abilities. Opponent's control finished out with a Berserk. See if we can get the concession here. That'll make him into a 14/7 trample. Go to game 2. Okay, so against these decks we bring in normally Choke and Xantid Swarm, but I think here what I actually want is Bajuka Bog and Choke. Those Runechanter's Pikes are pretty potent, so I'm going to take out Bounty of the Hunt for Bajuka Bog, 2 Chokes, and I think I'm going to leave out the Surgical Extractions, but I'm going to bring in a Xantid Swarm in place of 1 Berserk and 1 Ichor Clawmere. We have Forest Xantid Swarm, Mutagenic Growth, Ichor Clawmere, Berserk, Wasteland, so we'll keep. He's gonna mulligan. 6. It looks like he's going to keep his 6 with an island pass. So we draw an Inkmoth Nexus, which is very good against counter spells. Run out the Xanid Swarm, see if we can provoke a counter removal spell. Augur of Bolus. There's Verdant Catacombs. So go ahead and attack the Xanid Swarm, preventing any of his counters. So, play Inkmoth Nexus and prevent him from countering Iker Clomere. And pass the turn. And if we can draw either Vines of the Vastwood or Vines of the Vastwood would be preferred, but if we can draw an Invigorate as well, this game is all but over. He casts Rough, which deals 2 damage to each creature without flying. So I get to keep my Xanthid Swarm, but my Iker Clomere dies. Is my mutagenic growth worth the Iker Claw not dying? I think it is. So I'm going to go ahead and pay 2 for the mutagenic growth and keep my Iker Clomere alive. Looks like that mutagenic growth is going to resolve, so he ends his turn. Draw another Verdant Catacombs. I'm going to go ahead and animate my Nexus, and go to combat here. I'm just going to swing with all my guys. And go ahead and fetch up another forest. Try to thin that deck out a little bit. Guess the true name Nemesis, so. Didn't mark the poison counter he got from Inkmoth Nexus, so I just want to make sure that he does that. There's a Noble Hierarch. So I guess I'll go ahead and play my Hierarch out. Still didn't. Still didn't mark his poison counters. Alright, go ahead and animate my Nexus. And we got a concession. So, the power of Xanad Swarm in these matchups is really, really like overwhelming. I never thought that it would be as good as it is, but it completely nullifies all of their removal spell or all of their counter spells, and then they're stuck on removal. So, I didn't see any lightning bolts. I would imagine he was probably playing them, but if you don't draw the cards, you can't cast them. So, another win for Mono Green Infect.